G'day friends. Toby from Shopify tweeted last week that he uses some applications that really boost his productivity, but he says it's the best productivity setup I've had in a decade. I have heard of some of these applications, Rectangle app and Logsec I'd heard of, but not Raycast app. And so then I gave Raycast app a try and loved it. And I tweeted that it's that I've connected it to Devdocs and Tailwind Docs, and it's really fast. Matt Swanson tweeted, "Could you make a video of this? Curious what the experience is." So I thought, yeah, well, I'll make a screencast and show you why I think Raycast is cool, and also how I connected it to Devdocs and Tailwind. I recommend everyone give Matt a follow. He tweets some really cool stuff regarding Ruby on Rails development and stimulus development, and he's a big proponent of the boring stack, which if you go to his website, boringrails.com, he answers the question as to what is the boring stack here. There's a lot of really good articles about developing with this stack, which is a lot of it's vanilla Rails, Hotwire, Stimulus, and a lot of good tips there. With Raycast, it's very much like Alfred or Spotlight, where you press Command Space or a key binding of your choosing, but Command Space is what I use, and is the default for these sort of apps. And it's an application launcher essentially. And if I type in CSS, you can see it comes up with Search CSS Documentation Tailwind. So I press Enter, and then I can actually just type in what I'm looking for: grid, flex. So if I press flex, it will load up the browser for flex. So it's very fast, very easier, and I like to read documentation, especially the Tailwind documentation, the way they've written it. So I don't want to see this documentation taken and displayed in a different format, because the Tailwind guys put a lot of effort into these examples and just making a beautiful documentation site. So I want to be taken directly to the website, and Raycast's Tailwind extension makes that really simple. So again, I just press CSS, enter, and then I can type in an element, and I'm taken right there. I can look at the documentation. Really easy. The other one is Devdocs. If I open up Raycast and type in Devdocs, enter, and then the programming language I want, Ruby, and then the thing that I want to search on, it takes me directly to the documentation that I need. And of course, all the programming languages or frameworks that come with Devdocs are there. So it takes me straight to the documentation. Now, how do you install these? So the way I did it, I just typed in Raycast Tailwind, and it took me straight to the first hit in Google was the Tailwind CS documentation for Raycast. I click on that, and I just click on the install extension, and that installed it for me, and I was able to use it immediately. Devdocs, Raycast, same deal. Just took me straight there, and I installed the extension. They're the only two extensions that I've installed so far. I haven't needed to really do much more than application launching and those documentations, but I'm sure there's plenty more extensions where that came from. You can see ones here for things, VS Code, Spotify, GitHub. There is a bunch of extensions for Raycast. Raycast is really quick. I think it's written in Rust. It is lightning quick to search and do things with. So highly recommend it. It's a cool little addition to the dev toolbox, and I can see why Toby thought it was productive. It certainly is.